Alright, welcome back. This is Shadow Drake. I'm sure you can see that on the other side of that wall is a bunch of Winterspawn beta version. I had to rush to get that room, mind you. It kind of leads to an interesting proposition. Like, wonder if maybe I should just go full scale cooling with Winterspawn. Like, I wonder if that would be the best thing to do. Ah, shoot, all of this is ready to harvest. One second, let me do this real. No, I got some spare food for the chickens. Alright, let's get started with this. Now, obviously I've been kind of busy. It's already day 262, so it's been like roughly 30 days. I'm gonna need some more of these, so I'm gonna go ahead and start queuing them to build. I have plenty of steel and silicon, that's fine. Because what we're gonna do is work on the rocketry, to be honest. So it's taking about 10 kilowatts power, making plenty in power generation. So let's get started. You see that I have a ridiculous sum of catalytic filters, so I got a little crazy with the rare items traders, and I didn't realize just how useful they were. So I got plenty of materials, and so when we look over here, yeah, I got a lot of fuselages I bought from the trader. They sell the Type A, Type B, Type C, and Type D, and I figured I might as well do that to change the rockets to kind of match like a different one of these. But then I realized that the Type A is roughly the same as the normal fuselage, except the normal fuselage can do the doors, and it's got some different variants. So I don't know what to think about this. So I'm wondering if maybe I technically cheated in a sense of using the trader to buy all these fuselages, because these are all what they cost 20 steel, or is that just quite literally not even a problem? Either way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the heavy pressure fed engines. And so I got 2 rockets to build. So I'm gonna do my best to skip any refreshments. Um, so before I get started to it, let's go over that. Now I actually had quite a bit of issues with the winter spawn thing, and I kind of debate on whether I should just let that be the de facto. Like, if maybe I should upscale that to handle all the cooling that my Vulcan base needs. Now, I am actually kind of way over utilizing. I'm dumping too much energy into my volatiles, which is bad. So, yeah, I literally am at 118. That's, yeah, quite bad. And you see I have a lot of damage because I kind of fell into some lava. Like, so I do see that the temperature is decreasing at night, but it is steadily decreasing during the day, and that's kind of the problem. Other thing to note is that apparently I can fly with those power vents. This is off, and yet I'm at 21 Celsius with the CO2. And that is because I finished the real world cooler grid. Let's take a look at my winter spawn first. Now, this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, hold on, 5, 10, 15, yeah, 22 betas. And so they actually do a really good job at cooling. I mean, to the point that this is actually running almost every other tick. So these plants are doing what? Technically, they do 150 joules of cooling, I am assuming, per tick, and I have 22 of them, so that's like what, 3,200 roughly? Which makes sense because this is running every other tick, so it's 3,200 plus another tick, so 6.47. So this is actually not bad. So I have a constant 6 3.2 kilojoules of cooling, and this is pulling from my volatiles tank. So this is actually removing energy and being deleted by this. The problem with that though is that this is burning through my water and actually kind of burning through my nitrogen. So I need to be careful about my nitrogen and water usage. And this actually brings me to another point. Maybe I want to just do space mining to get a bunch of water ice, expand this room out some more, and just have like 100 or something of this and just let that be my cooling. You know, just completely ignore the power vents and stuff. Like I just need 2 literal ACs uh, running these and handling all my cooling. I think that's an interesting thought, to be honest. But yeah, this is actually neat. Okay, now that it's daytime, and then I can go check one last thing, and that is to see if the more than likely the volatiles is actually warming up. This is still without the patch. Speaking of which, to kind of date this, today was the day that the beta showed that they were going to do, that they were actually going to add like essentially a legend to the motherboard, which is really, really cool. Kind of puts the whole thing into moot point, mind you, in the sense that, well, I did all that mapping for nothing, but yeah, ooh, you can see right here, I'm still ticking up in temperature, which is kind of bad because this is a lot of volatiles and it's still getting warm, so I'm not even cooling it. So let's go and see why that is. So I've done a lot. So I got all of this going now. So this is my first stage, the one that you saw me fail at making. This is removing what, 5 kilojoules right now because it's almost at 10. 5 kilojoules plus like the 2, and there's like 4 of them. So 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 8 plus the 5, 6. So what, 14 kilojoules of energy. So I'm adding 14 kilojoules of energy that's getting dumped in here, more than likely. So yeah, roughly 4 times another 4, yeah, 16-ish. Yeah, that makes sense. So, ugh, that's a big problem. Like, I am way adding much more energy than I should. And the thing about that is, I'm hoping that it'll kind of catch up. And that's because I have the cryo cooling working over here. So here we have the cryo cooling. You see, this is already negative 95. This is still taking away 3 kilojoules, and that's somewhat being dumped over here. So there's only 2 of these, so yeah, 3.5 kilojoules. But it's making liquid volatiles right here. So 3.21, and it's coming down to here. So this is already negative 146. This is already basically capping out, and yeah, I have the Vulcan sunlight that's kind of making this hard. I think what I'm gonna end up doing is just, you know, somehow see if I can build a wall here and then just enclose it, just stop the Vulcan sun from undoing some progress. Like I did that so that I could see in there, but that's a problem. And over here, I moved my liquid nitrogen. You see my nitrogen setup has been removed completely. So here's my liquid nitrogen setup, and it's finally cold enough to be cryo temps. But as you can see right here, I'm barely moving any energy, and that's because this is essentially capped out volatiles wise, and I have too much liquid volatiles, so that's a problem. So in a sense, I'm ready for the making cryo nitrogen. The problem with that though is I haven't really quite figured out how to do that, because what I intend to do is have liquid volatiles and run through like a phase change device to cool down maybe some nitrogen so that I can have cryo temp nitrogen, and then like another 2 phase change device to make either liquid volatiles or liquid oxygen respectively at a slowish rate. But then I need the evaporated gas from those evap chambers needs to go and condense. And so the problem I have that here is how am I gonna do that? I think kind of what I want to do is probably build yet another real world grid condenser maybe, and just have like the 3 evap chambers, all of them tied to the same gas line, and then they go to a real world grid and it has an active vent that pulls out from them. I think that will work. But then how do I tie this into that? That's That's the problem I'm running into, and I'll probably come up with a better solution for that. But that's the problem there. I don't quite have a good system for that. And I need to do that. I need to come up with something because I need to make cryoliquids. That's the next stage. I have excess oxygen and I have excess volatiles, and I need to start making some of that. Now this is already off because I don't want this to be dumping more energy into my volatiles line that's already warming up to 118. This is a problem. And the only reason I don't have a real world grid for volatiles is because I'm trying to find a better method for it. And it's already daytime, so we're going to ignore that. Next time it's nighttime, we're going to talk about that. So let's work on the heavy pressures. So we are going to have a scanner rocket, and I'm going to rework my ice miner rocket because I need to start getting I need to go ahead and start getting the I need to first empty this out and process it completely so that I can get water, because I am at 288 liters. I was at 300 liters, and I am actually just barely breaking even between the water that's being used by me, the Winterspawn, and my plants. So I'm barely breaking even. And honestly, well, that's kind of okay. I kind of want to just mine some water ice and start processing it, but I have like 60 ices, and I have quite a lot of oxygen. And the problem with it is I think I have a lot of oxygen to process, and this is just adding a lot more oxygen to the whole thing, which is kind of a problem. Like, I need the water ice to come out. Anyways, so let's get started on the ice. So we're gonna completely rework this to be the ice rocket. What do I need? Screwdriver? Screwdriver, really? Doesn't need, yeah, there it is. Now it needs the, I'm pretty sure it will need the steel sheets at this point. Now, why am I going to heavy pressure fed gas engine? To be honest, I bought them, might as well use them. Quite really, literally, that's the only reason why I'm doing that. So, and so, yeah, that's what I'm going to use them for. Why? It's steel sheets. What am I doing, Shadow Drake? Why is kind of a weird thing, not gonna lie, because I think I need to, and I'll call this INEEDSCANS, and I need areas still over here. I think the main reason for it is that I want to spend more of my fuel so that I can finish processing this, so that I can use some oxygen, because I really need to finish processing this. And you see that I already went up to 31 megapascals, and that's still just, I'm still processing even more CO2 and more oxygen. So I have a lot of oxygen to process, but I still only have a small tank. Oh, whoa, that's ice. Water. Okay, good. I have some ice water. Good. Good. I can start getting some ice water. Alright. So what started breaking? Ooh, that's quite a lot. Thankfully, you can kind of cheat the well, yeah, you can kind of cheat this. The repair cost is really minimal. You just replace it and bring it back. Okay, so I have water ice coming up next. That's good. Good. I got some oxygen and I got some water ice. That's perfect. The water ice is going to be helpful in the sense that it's going to, well, the problem is it's going to kill my flippin', whatchamacallit. It is going to murder my cocoa more than they've already suffering. But, anyways, let's continue with this. So, the scanner rocket. So, here's the thing. I need a turbo volume pump right here. But I will also need an engine pipe analyzer. Probably right here. And I think just for good measure, I'm going to put a small inline utility tank right here. And then, of course, this is just going to be cables going up. Well, I might need to rethink this, because I know this needs to go up here, and there needs to be cables, I think, right there and right there. So I don't know. I really don't know how this is going to go, but it's going to need to look something like this. This is going to be a scanner heavy rocket, so it needs to be, I need to have a lot of batteries, but I also need to have a lot of consideration for fuel as well as the gas. So this all needs to be removed. Wow, this all really needs to be removed. This is because this is not even necessary at all. This isn't even going to be needed on this rocket, so this isn't going to be needed right there. This is probably not going to be right there. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I got to plan this out a little bit better. So for a scanner heavy rocket, I like to have quite a lot of batteries. Like, quite literally, the mapping rocket is ideal for that. Quite a lot of batteries, and I forgot to print out some scanners. So I'll do that real quick. Okay. And now we're going out. So yeah. Got that done. I forgot, you know what? I completely forgot the pipe analyzer. That's mildly okay. But let's remove some stuff, and let's get more. Was it B's that I put on that rocket? I can't remember. I want to say it was B's. It could be C's. I really don't remember. Scatterbrain. I should have started. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about nighttime. So I have 10.2 kilojoules that I'm supposedly moving from here. So 10.2 kilojoules. Almost 10 kilojoules. 7. It's really bad. And 8. So let's look at the best one. The best one is this one, and that's because I have a lot of pipe here. So I have supposedly 22 kilojoules of condensation happening here, about 19 kilojoules of evaporation happening here, and then moving here is only 10 kilojoules. So what that tells me is that I do lose quite a lot of efficiency. Like, maybe some of these liquids at 70 Celsius is actually helping greatly for cooling down the this, but I'm losing a heck of a lot of efficiency with the counterflow. So this kind of leads me to another thing. I wonder if my setup here is flawed. I mean, when we look at this, it is clearly flawed. It's like literally 104 moles from the gas line and only 10 moles from the liquid line. I'm starting to wonder if maybe what I can do is build something like this, kind of like an evaporation station. Or maybe just do something like this. Maybe instead of having a counterflow, I can remove some power and have like a high liquid volume. So like maybe a real world grid, maybe like a real world grid, passive vent, and then like a super large direct heat exchanger. And then of course have like a one-way valve to let the gas slowly come out and see what that does. Because that's what I need to check. See if that's better for cooling this down, because I'm still losing a lot of I'm still gaining a lot of energy, and that's bad. I'm pretty sure I made some pipe analyzers. Let me go get them real quick. Okay, I got my pipe analyzers. Now the reason I want the pipe analyzers is because, well, I need them. Let's make up some space here. Let's see, as far as materials, I got 10 cobalt, 15 lead, 9 nickel, 39 silver, 8 coal, 12 iron, 20 copper, and yeah, and one of the sad things is these are just running because, believe it or not, I misjudged how much power my outposts are going, and they actually ran out of power, and I had to go and give them some coal. So yeah, and I didn't catch that for like I want to say 5 to 10 in-game days, which is bad. Yeah, seeing this temperature go up is bad, but I don't think I'm in a critical need to deal with it. The hotter it gets, the more likely that is to become uh, internal component. Oh yeah, shoot. What if I build this? Will I be able to tell what it is? Yeah, no. Okay. I'll just have to delete these. That kind of stinks. Now. Are you serious? Is it because of all of these pipes? Okay. So it look kind of bland. So like this? I don't know what it is. Can I delete this one? This is it. It's supporting I need air. If I just get one fuselage back, I'd like to know what it is. Okay, so this is B. I don't even remember what B it is, but you know what? Okay, so dang it. That means this is C right here. Okay, so you're C. Ah, yeah, I see that. But the problem I have with this is that it doesn't really have the doors. I guess I don't need them because if I'm gonna put just scanners on them, I put the heads once and that's it. So maybe that'll be okay. Okay, so let's get the B's out of the way. Let's get 2 C's, maybe 3. Let's start with 3, see what we can do. So for a scanner heavy rocket, it won't be very big. That's just the thing. It's not going to be very big. It needs a little bit more fuel storage than normal, but it doesn't have to be a very big rocket. So what I am expecting for this is the turbo volume pump right here. And let's orient it correctly. So we're going to have that turbo volume pump right there. And like I said, I'm going to put one little utility pipe right here. And that does leave me space at the bottom to kind of... this is going to be my anal engine. Anal scanner engine. I'm going to go ahead with this. And this is going to be T-pump scanner. That way I know which one is which when I inevitably have to do some coding. Now, gas umbilical. I think what I am going to end up doing is probably... I think I'll probably end up putting that there. And then, for sure, I need to do this. I mean, this is going to be the fuel storage, that's going to be the engine, and you know, because of this, I'm going to go ahead and put yet another analyzer right there, and this is going to be anal fuel scanner. No, this is not going to work because I can't get to the data here. That's a problem. Shoot. So that's not going to work. This is where it gets kind of interesting for this. I don't like that the turbo volume pump is separated like this. This makes it a huge problem. So how am I going to fix this? I wanted to have these close because it helps, you know, I'm trying to pack the rocket. But that's not gonna work. So, ugh. Because I need the cable. That's why I had the cables out there originally, so that I would know how to. See, this could go down, but that's not good enough. All right, so let's get the cables corrected first. So this needs to go this way. Ah, wait, hold on. Like this, like that. Okay. However, I can do this. So while that may not work, what I can end up doing is change the gas umbilical to face up like this. And now what I can do is do this. Because now I can put the analyzer, and this is going to be anal scanner. This is the anal fuel scanner. Anal fuel scanner. So that squares this away. Now I can start focusing on the fuel storage. Now the fuel storage is of course the thing that I really want to get correct, because I don't want to undersize it. So ideally I just like to have one single cable run straight up the middle of the rocket like so. And I didn't bring all my pipes. Now, this on the bottom means that I can put something here. Some kind of, like, I could probably have a script, data link, and other stuff like that. You know, I can have that space for that. For the rest of the rocket, though, I think what I am going to end up doing is kind of have something like this. And basically apply utility pipes. So if I do it this way, I need to go up one more. Actually, I need to get more pipes. If I do it this way, then I should have plenty of fuel space. Now, one of the problems that I might have with the engine for that is that it's, let's look, heavy pressure fed gas engine. If we look at this, its efficiency is 88%. That's not great. Let me just look at it. Pressure fed. Pressure fed. A pressure fed gas engine is 96%. So technically I am 8% weaker. I don't know realistically how bad that's gonna be. I really honestly don't know. Where's the data link? I need a data link. Okay. So that and that. I'll be honest, I don't know how bad that's gonna be. I don't know if that's gonna make it or break it. You know, like, I don't know if that's gonna break the whole thing for me. But I can give it a shot. Okay, I may not need these just yet. I got cables and stuff like that. Okay. And so I'm a little concerned about that. But honestly, not really, because I can always go and mine more oxygen. Like I have a lot of oxygen. I have 86 kilomoles of oxygen. The engine's going to burn more volatiles. So even if I burn 10,000 moles of oxygen and 20,000 moles of volatiles to get the rocket to space and back, that it's probably not so bad because I have literally 8 of these, and I still have this small tank that, you know, where I can add some fuel to it. So I do want to get that stuff set up and, you know, figure this out. So yeah. Okay, so now I need to get... Okay, that's the back, good. Now, I don't want to use the 3. I don't want to use the 3. I just want to leave it at these. And see, this is kind of where I'm running into this issue where it's like, okay, well, maybe I don't want to have this right here. So what if I instead move this from here to keep this the same right there, and instead do this. Now, when I take a look at this rocket, I have 1820 liters of pipe volume. And now that I've done this, I can actually bring this pipe down like this. And boom, look at that. I have found a better place. I have found a better place to fit that. Yeah, I kind of have some dead space over here. That'll be fine. I can't do anything else about that. But this is once again being renamed to Anal Fuel Scanner. But take a look at this now. I now have 1830 liters of capacity. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good amounts. That might be a lot more than I need for the scanner rocket. But let me just be real with that, and that's like, okay, let's... Okay. So let's see, I need a pipe right here. Need an analyzer right here. So let's go on ahead and remove some of this stuff and make this work. Because what I want to do is fill it up. Just to see kind of what it looks like. I want to do that like this. Okay. There it goes. It's extended. Now I can go on ahead and connect this power cable right here. I can go on ahead and remove that. Just consolidate it, make it a little bit neater. Oh, I need to reconnect this. Now, oh boy, that's too fast, wasn't it? There we go. Let's see how much fuel I can store right here. Well, let me just go on ahead and... There's no power to that. So this is going to be a problem right here. There's like no pipe volume for this, which means it's going to be slow to fill. So what I can do, I don't want to put the pump right here, but I guess I can. Honestly, this is kind of in the way. I won't need another pump, so... yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. Gonna make this a little bit better, because that low volume is gonna make it really hard for me to actually pump into this rocket. So with that, that's gonna make it a little bit better. What I can do as well is just give it just a tiny bit more volume, because I eventually want to make IC control this. I need to be careful with this because I'm pumping out from this actively, and that system is trying to correct it. I want to get this to about 45 megapascals, and once it's at 45 megapascals, then I'm going to call it quits on that, because I do need to get the power situated. Now this is the next part. How many scanners do I want on this rocket? So for this kind of rocket, I like to build it from the bottom up, because I need fuel. I could actually put another utility pipe kit for this, but I think 1830 is more than enough. Alright, 45 right there. So that should be more than enough. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get my avionics right here. Screwdriver and electronic parts. Now it's the steel sheets. Avionics scanner. Gonna go to the other side, and I think I'm gonna do the data link. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. What do you need first? Cable coils. I got plenty of those. Now it's gonna be the screwdriver and electronic parts. And is that it? Yep, that's it. Alright, and you're gonna be the INEEDSCANS. Now, two things I need, and that is I need to have two IC-10s. I need an IC-10 for the landing and an IC-10 for the engine control. So I do gotta keep some space in mind for those. Quite honestly, those are always the hard ones for me to fit. Okay. Will it be a 3 fuselage rocket or a... Okay, let's go get the scanners. I need to get some scanner modules, and I need to refresh myself. Okay, good. That's coming down. That's good. Should have brought the yeah, that brought the oxygen down a bit. That's good. Still some water. That's good. Still some CO2. That's good. All right. So, how many scanners do I have in here? I have all my battery kits. I have shoot umbilicals. I need a... And that's going to be my landing. That's a miner. Okay, that's one of my scanners. So I need to build another housing and some IC-10s, so looks like that's what I need to build. Alrighty. I don't know why I have these valve kits, to be honest. I have a surface scanner head, I could use that too. Technically I have 2 scanner modules. Do I not have... Or did I reuse the same one? Oh, I have 2 scanners right here. Okay, perfect. So I believe I told my printer to print another 6 scanners. So it looks like 8 scanners. I think fitting 8 scanners will be the best. So let me go refresh myself, queue up some stuff, and be right back. Alright, refresh myself, got this stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to do better about cutting out all of the dead time, because I basically got lazy about it and stopped doing that once I got to the survival aspect. And yeah, I'm trying to get better about that. Okay, so I got that squared away. Let's see where I can place this. And now, while I do technically have my jetpack, I do need to be better about that. Now, I have a lot of dead space right there. That's probably not a good thing. I think what I can do is probably move one of these. Let me see if I get bad noises when I take out one. Looks like I don't. Okay. So, I'm gonna move that there so that I can reconnect some pipes. Because what I'm gonna end up doing is, I think I can pack the scanners into rockets, but it's gonna be a very tight fit when I do that. So let me get some pipes. 15 pipes will work. And actually, there. I'm only gonna need 2 housings. Because like I did for the outpost miner, what I ended up doing, let me see how much time I'm at. It's gonna be kind of hard to tell because I've been cutting out stuff in the middle. So because I have been okay. Ugh. Let's see here. There we go. Now that I've done that, I now have a space right here. This is not going to be very great because it's going to be sideways, but to be honest, I can put 2 housings like that. And this is going to be housing, scanner, engine. Housing, scanner, landing. So because of that, oh boy. Well, actually, that's not going to work out too well. Because it's going to be at an angle. So what I can do instead is run this cable line through the side right here. This might actually end up working better for me, because then what that allows me to do is rotate this sideways like that. Now this is still going to cause issues in the sense that I don't have the ability to set those screws very easily. But it doesn't have to be like that, because this could be housing scanner landing, and this can be housing scanner engine. Now, this scanner rocket build mount is 4014. The home is 4014 right there. That's all I need to change for this. And then just like the other script, I can actually load it up and figure out how to make it so that I tell it to go and it goes, and I tell it to come back and it comes back. And all I need to do is put the avionics and the engine. So then, you know, that's pretty simple. I just gotta come up here at a weird angle, avionics scanner, and then this is heavy pressure fed engine, and that's done. So that's ready, that's set up. This leaves me with the engine right here to control it. So, and for the engine, I need the engine, I need the anal fuel scanner, I need the turbo volume pump, and then I need the anal scanner engine. And that's all I'm gonna need. Now, I don't have any power to this, so I can't really do anything with it, but let's get the scanners going. Now, fitting the scanners is difficult. But I mean, not as difficult as you would think, because I can just fit them sideways like this. Or fit them sideways like this. Like this. Respecting that my cable is going up. So when I fit them sideways like this, I can fit 3, you know, flat like that. And I believe it's just a steel sheet to complete. So let's just complete them. Which means that I can go to this side and place the heads. That's perfect. And since the heads don't deteriorate, that makes it even better. Now, I can place one sideways like this. And you can see how this essentially is making good use of them. So I got that. See, and this just all goes straight up. Now I'll go up one more level and do the same thing. One, 2, 3, and finally 4. And then we just finish them. So yeah, this is a very scanner heavy rocket that is not going to launch with the light engines. It's just not. Now, my main concern with this rocket is that when I have to swap it to a pressure fed liquid, for example, or if I want to swap it to a pressure fed liquid, it's going to be a big pain in the butt. So I think personally what I need to do is swap it to a pumped liquid and use a nitrous rocket, because I'm using up essentially an entire fuselage of space for fuel. And if I change it to a pump liquid nitrous, then I think I can still preserve what I have and essentially just keep the 8 scanners. It won't be as potent, mind you. But yeah. Now comes the final part. Putting the batteries and the fairing. And it looks like I'm going to need another launch tower, and I'm glad I got some launch towers built. So that'll be a quick stop on the inside. Let's see. I need the surface scanner head. I need this. I need like a bunch of these batteries. And any more batteries? No. And I need another C. Let's do this cone. I'm really curious to see just how heavy this thing is going to end up being. And then I gotta do the code for the engine so that it can properly control itself. Alright, so here's the thing. This is going to need a lot of power. Which is going to require... Actually, you know what I wonder? I forgot about the umbilicals. There's something I haven't tested just yet, and that is, can the umbilical go through a cable? It's something I've never tested, because when I was building a rocket one time, your power umbilical cable, and let me just go get a single tower. One thing that I haven't tested is to see if the umbilical can actually go through an existing rocket part, because you can technically build the umbilical on any side, and I actually built one as a test to see if it wasn't facing the tower itself. Like, you see, this is the tower right here. So will it work if I do this? See, it seems to go up. That looks so ugly. That looks so ugly. But what it allows me to do build-wise is build my rocket to do something like this. Like that. But you see that, right? So if I do this, and what is it? Is it 10 cable coils? And now it's electronic parts. Does it work? Does it work? It seems to work. Here's the problem here. I cannot build this very easily. So, yeah. Can I do this? Nope. Okay. Okay, that powers up everything, right? Yep, that powers everything. So, what that ends up doing, and I think I'm just gonna need some scaffolding. Some temporary scaffolding until I get the batteries completed. What that will end up doing is now I have batteries, I have this, I can make the scaffolding, and are there any other batteries? Shoot umbilicals, miner, data link. I need some scaffolding. I need some ladders and scaffolding. I'm pretty sure they're all inside. So we'll be right back. Alright. I got most of the scanner heads and I got the stuff to make some scaffolding. Where is this at? It's 117. I think I'm finally breaking, or I'm finally cooling that down. Probably because I just fed my system cold water, but once I start making the cryo liquids, it's gonna creep back up again. Okay, so what I can do, make a ladder right here, make this, and glad for the iron walls. The iron walls are perfect for scaffolding. So I completely forgot to check to see how many batteries I had. Because I don't think I have enough to just be like 1, 2. I need another 2. 2, 4, 5. I'm pretty sure I should have had a lot more batteries than this. This doesn't seem right. This really doesn't seem right. I'm pretty sure I should have had more rocket batteries than this. Or did I mistakenly assume that I had a lot more than... Ah, whatever. I'll add extras. I just need to get this done so that I can remove the scaffolding. So then I can just do this, and that should start charging them. Okay, now that I've done that, I can remove the scaffolding. Glad that didn't break anything, and it's a crowbar to remove this. Alright, so now that that's done, I can go to the other side and get the heavy cables. This is actually turning out to be much better than I expected. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and put the surface scanner right there. And I'll put scanner 1, scanner 2, scanner 3. I don't think it matters. I think the devs fixed it so that you don't lose extra scan points. I think, but if not, I'll just adjust the script to account for that. And I fell. It's a good thing Shadow Drake thought ahead and actually put this right here. But okay, so that's the strangest thing. I didn't think the umbilical would work like that, to be honest. I'm very surprised at that. Like, I would have thought that the cable being in front of it like that would have prevented it from working. I really thought that, but apparently this is legitimate? Whatever, I guess that'll work. Alright, so now I gotta go down the other side and get the scanners on that end. So, for a scanner heavy rocket, the reason you want it to be scanner heavy is just because the further you go, the more scans it will take to finish out your data. 5, 6. And that's why I ideally would have wanted 10, but this will work. Scanner 7, scanner 8. So I got 8 scanners. Scan strength is, I believe, 30 points, and it takes 20 seconds to get that. If not, it's 20 points and it gets 30 seconds. I forget the two numbers. I gotta go check to see if I have any more batteries inside my lockers. Could have sworn I did, because I wouldn't have thought that I would have had a weird number like this. Like, I would have, yeah, see, there they are. I knew it was a very even number. It should have been an even number. Because I remember building like 2 or 3 batteries for the miner originally, and then realizing that that was way too much, and just, you know, avoided that. Because there was no reason to have that many. Okay, I have enough for technically another rocket. Now, as far as things go, this rocket is essentially done. Minus one thing. I still need to program one thing. I color this? For a scanner heavy rocket, we're just going to do pink. Yeah, pink for scans. Pink scans. Alright, so now comes the awkward part. Programming this thing. I've done several scripts, I believe. But this is actually going to be fairly straightforward. So it's not going to be a landing chip, and it's going to be clear, come on. So this is going to be the PFGE engine control. And it's going to be alias of D0. What did I do? It's engine anal pump. Engine D0. Alias anal fuel D1. Alias T pump D2. Alias anal engine D3. Yeah, that's it. So we're going to alias TP on R15, alias TP set R14, and we're going to define P target as you know what, 55,000. let's be a little bit conservative here. Main end yield J main. So now that I got this, ugh. So we are going to load to R0 from anal engine pressure. Now, I'm going to use PV equals nRT to help me figure stuff out. I'm pretty sure I probably could just simplify it a lot because, I mean, let's just be honest, the temperature should be the same. Anal engine temperature. I'm gonna set TP T pump on, TP on, set TP set, setting, TP set. So for sure we're gonna do that. Now, you know, alias and need 13. Set T pump on 1. It's just gonna go for 1 tick. I want to get something in there. Oh no. Okay. Why did you air out? Set T pump mode 1. Aired out for some reason. Line 20. Device not found at line 20. That's why. Oh, did I fix it? No, I did not. Oh, I did not fix it. I did not fix it. I think I just barely saved the pipe that was... Oh, it's only 29%. That's not bad. Okay. This is what happens when you don't do things carefully. Oh boy, that was scary. Alright. Ugh. Let's not do that again. That's very scary. So, we got the pressure and the temperature. So, the simple thing that I could think of is we sub from, and we put it in R0, P target from R0. So, basically get the difference in pressure. That should be fairly simple. We get the difference in pressure. Now, the whole PV equals nRT, that means that we need to define the N needed. So the N needed is going to be N will equal PV divided by RT. And so we got all of that. So that means we multiply for N need uh, R0, and I need the volume as well. So LR2, anal engine volume, R2. So this is basically PV. Divide and need by R gas. Yep. Divide and need by T, which is R1. And so let's just do SDB setting and need, just so that I can see what it is. Infinity. Oh, because I got everything off. Ugh. See, this is kind of why I don't like working with that, so we are going to set T pump on 1, set T pump setting 20, yield. Just get to get something in there. Okay. There we go. Now it needs 2,370 moles. That sounds about right. Okay. Now that we got a value, let's remove this junk. So we need 2,370 moles. So now we need to get the setting. So to get the setting, that should be fairly simple. We once again do PV equals nRT, except in this case it's going to be V equals nRT divided by P. So we load to R0 anal fuel pressure, load to R1 anal fuel temperature, but we don't need volume for this case because that's what we're solving. So multiply. This is going to be TP set. So we need to do need by R gas, then multiply TP set and need by temperature, then divide TP set and need, nope, TP set, this needs to be TP set, divided by pressure, and that's R0. And so now we're going to do TP set. We're going to see what TP set needs to be. So we need we need to pump 150 liters. All right. So what I am going to do is now SGT for TP on if SGTC TP set. So if TP set point is greater than 0, we're going to turn this on. Done. There we go. Done. So 55 megapascals. Honestly, that's about all that I need. That's about as fancy as I want to do. I would like to check the engine. To be honest, I would like to check the engine to see exactly how much fuel I'm spending and therefore, you know, add it back. But I think that's going to be much more than I want to do for it. I just need some. So what I am going to do now, we're going to go inside and we're going to test fire to see. Okay, that looked white. Like, it looked like my wheat was turning white for some reason. Like it just became cotton or something. We're going to go inside and we're going to test fire this engine. check out my chickens, and that's a lot of eggs. Yep. I'm making too many eggs. I haven't cooked anything with them. Now I have 47 eggs. Just shows just how good the chickens can be at making eggs. So let me shower real quick, get my speed buff. Okay. So now that I got that, you are going to be my scanner rocket. So INEEDSCANS is present. So let's go to INEEDSCANS, and oh boy. That doesn't seem right. Did I not connect something? Hunger caution. Something's not right. I'm only charging 2 batteries. Yeah. I only have 1 battery that's charged. Okay, well, that's fine, that's fine. So we're gonna check the throttle, we're gonna check past moles. Decent chunk of fuel. 3, 2, 1. 45.2 kilonewtons, and now I'm passing 56 moles. That's very expensive. Okay, let's go figure out why my why it's not charging. Those should have been charging. That's really weird. It should have been, those batteries should have been charging, but only one of them was. And I forgot to get some steel sheets. That's fine. Now, the reason the performance of that engine is really bad is because, one, I chose 55 megapascals, but there's another thing to it, and that's this fuel is 70 degrees Celsius. So because it's hot, it's not really being very efficient, but at the same point, it is being a little bit more efficient. Because... oh, that's why it's not charging. I completely forgot. No! Completely forgot to cable this up. There we go. That's so dumb of me. I can't believe I did that. Okay. So this kind of leads to a slight issue. 56 moles is quite a lot of gas that's burning out. I don't think this is actually going to last a while. It's going to last very long. I'm putting quite a bit of moles in here. So... bad part is I need to test this. Let's put 50 megapascals in this. Up a little bit more. Probably fill it up to 50. 53? 53. Okay. So it's 10 kilomoles of oxygen, and this... if the performance of this engine is really bad, I will probably just replace it with a regular pressure fed. The thrust parameters for that should be like maybe 10 kilonewtons worse, approximately. Okay, this is cooling down. That's a good sign. But this is the tough part with the rocketry. It's trying to figure these things out. Now, the engine is the way I have the script, I have two different scripts. Let's see if that's... I lost a lot of time not knowing that that was bad. So basics and specials are good. I turned off one of the deep miners to see if that's enough to keep it steady. But now that I got this... that should have been able to see everything. I'm only seeing 5 of them. I know what it is. I gotta remove this and put it back in, I believe. Yep, there it goes. I really don't like that, so... One thing that I can do is, for the landing... Scanner landing, I can fix it up so that it just, automatically goes to... what is it called? Outpost rocket control. So what I can't... No, that's the wrong one. It's outpost landing. What I can do is go to the other rocket. Landing cargo. I can try to copy this script and probably just get a second computer. Get a second computer with an IC10. Copy this script and do this little change in logic here where I just basically did what did I do here? Idle. Yeah, just did this. Change the idle step to this so that when I give it a different destination code, it's going to launch, and when it's coming down, it's going to come down. I've done a lot of work, so let's just save. Alright, so now this is charging fully. What I am really concerned is that the, well, probably the engine is going to have some stuff. See, this is really good. It's 2707. That's not bad. I have 567 kilograms of fuel mass. This doesn't seem like a lot. I'll be honest. This really does not seem like a lot, and I gotta get this rocket out to scan pretty far. And even though this said like 50 something past moles, there's a point where this isn't going to hold up anymore. Where's total moles? Scanner engine 2600. So I need 2600. So there's a point where this is going to get so small, it's actually going to bottom out and cause problems for me. Oh, I need to put the avionics on the engine. So basically, when I did this test fire, 58, 45 kilonewtons. So yeah, look how fast that's burning through. "45 kilonewtons, 50 past moles. That's the problem with the pressure engines. They are very fuel inefficient, and honestly, I'm starting to wonder if I should just build a normal pressure-fed gas engine and not deal with that. But I kind of want to launch it and run it through with the one time just to see. I just kind of want to see just how bad it really is. I'm already questioning my decision on that, to be honest. But I'm gonna wrap it up right here. This is a good wrap-up point because I need that to charge, and it's gonna take some time to charge because I didn't wire things up correctly. So when we return next time, I think once I get the IC10 squared away and refuel this thing and add a little bit more fuel to this thing, I want to see just how far this rocket can travel as far as, you know, scanning Vulcan. Like okay, so 8 of them. So you see, where can I get the scan strength? Scanner. I believe it's 30. So 30 times 8, that's 240. So basically 20 seconds to get 240 points of scan. That's not bad. And right here, you know, this takes 100 scan points to discover. Up here, there's nothing to discover, but this side up here will probably take maybe 200 scan points. Then I come down here, maybe this side will take 300 scan points. Then I go over here, maybe this side will take 400 scan points. And then right before we go to the Vulcan itself, you know, I have two sites and they'll take 500 scan points each or something like that. And so, and that directly correlates with just how long it'll take to fully scan down a node. Like, you know, I got that. That's not bad. But you know, if I wanted to scan down this node to find out how good it is, 100 scan points to get 100%, that's not too bad. It won't take too long for this rocket to go and fully scan out. The problem is I need to make sure that it gets there with the fuel that it has. So, yeah. Alright. Thank you for your time, guys. When we return, we're going to see if I can get INEEDSCANs to scan the rest of the rocket map, and then I'll have to kind of reconfigure that one to be a ice miner. Because it's looking like I'm going to burn through quite a bit of fuel. And might also try to figure out how to get some liquids going, because I I for sure want to get some nitrous and get some liquid volatiles going for that. Thank you for your time. Hope to see you when we get back. Thank you and have a good day. Goodbye.